There is no way to lightly say this. Your boy was catfished. I did. I was also a victim of catfishing, which is why this shit is so hilarious, because when that movie came out, I found it so interesting, and even in the moment I was like, how could you fall for something like that? Am I rolling? Am I rolling? You remember that movie Heavyweights? Used to be on Disney all the time.
Yeah, the one with Ben.
Are you rolling? Speed. What does that mean? That means I'm rolling. Oh, okay. Hit me with a speed, Derek. Speed. Are we rolling? Finger point too when you do it. Real quick. This is why we need somebody else in this room with a camera to do candid actions, you know? One day. Possibly. We are live.
Yeah, Heavyweights was a fucking classic, dude. That shit was good, man. That's one of Ben Stiller's like first movies. That shit's good.
Really? Like ever?
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, because he was the camp's fucking counselor, dude.
Glide. I'm feeling skinny, Tony.
I haven't watched that movie in forever. I feel like you recently watched it to remember
We
all these
employed the
lines.
body system. You can't forget a German accent that's that bad. It's not creepy that some.
What is one of your
dude.
favorite roles that Ben Stiller ever played? Do you have one?
I think they recently ruined it with the Happy Gilmore thing, but
I haven't watched the recent one. You already watched the new one?
I started it and they immediately killed off his wife. Sorry, spoiler alert. And
I just told you I haven't seen it yet. You fuck.
made me want to turn it off immediately. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, dude.
Sorry. But anyways, when his grandma went to the care home in the first one, and he was like the creepy orderly who was forcing them to make quilts.
Will go to sleep, or I will put you to sleep. Yeah, that shit's fucking.
And then the one lady was like, "My hands hurt." He's like, "Oh, we're gonna have you go do some yard duty. How's that sound, Gladys?
Your hands hurt. Oh,
yard duty. Now your
dude.
back's gonna hurt." It's that's terrible,
good, dude. I like to me still though Dodgeball, man. His fucking character in Dodgeball is just peak fucking to me Ben Stiller, dude. That shit's so good. He's fucking pumping up the thing, dude. Make his dick look bigger. He's got the bull.
The inflatable cod piece.
So supposedly they're saying that they just made a pickleball movie. So it's a long. I swear.
Nobody needed that movie.
It might be really funny.
It better be heavily roasting the game of pickleball. I think it is.
It's like a similar angle as like Dodgeball, but pickleball.
Well, because you've seen the video where clearly these people, they're playing duos and they've had a heated match and they get match point and the guy goes, "Come on!" And then they go to shake hands by the net and he accidentally knocks one of the opponent's paddles out of his hand.
Yeah, you showed me that video, yeah.
He leans down
and
to grab it and the guy just goes blip and kicks him
and
right
knocks
in the
him
face.
Out cold though, yeah, dude. That shit was gnarly. I saw
I
that,
guess
dude.
the context behind that is what happened. What happened before is the guy who also kicked another man in the face committed some kind of foul, or they were playing dirty to get an advantage. And so that's why the guy was so pumped when he was able to beat them. Then he proved he's a piece of shit. When the other guy bends down to pick up the paddle, he accidentally knocked out and kicks him in the head.
Dude, wasn't that a pro? Like, weren't they like pros too?
I don't track pickleball stats. Pro pickleball.
Dude, it exists, dude. Pro pickleball exists just like professional tennis, dude. But I think I'm going to say this right now.
Pro disc golf.
I'm going to say this right now, dude. Pickleball's for people that can't play tennis. I fucking said it. You suck at tennis, you can't play tennis, so you play pickleball.
That's it. I don't need to weigh in on this. He's a tennis elitist.
I am, dude.
I don't play tennis.
And I'm good at tennis. And it literally is well known, and a lot of even professional tennis players will agree, pickleball's for people that can't
You're
play
all
tennis.
pussies. What? That's what it boils down to.
Whoa!
I was talking to the pickleball people. I was riding for tennis.
I wasn't gonna call them pussies, but just saying they can't play
clearly,
tennis.
look at how offended you got. And then they have paddle ball.
What the fuck?
No. Paddle ball, which is not pickleball and it's not tennis. It's not fucking ping pong. It's paddleball. Look it up. Seriously, paddleball.
All right. I don't like this. I already fucking... I don't know. Some people have talked me into playing pickleball, and I'm kind of intrigued, but at the same time, I don't want to fucking play it.
It reminds me of that game that you play on the beach. You see two people doing it, and they're hitting a ball back and forth. It's similar to throwing a frisbee on the beach. Like, what's the fucking point? How boring are you as a human being?
Oh, yeah, this is where they literally play it at a beach. Like, they're literally... You're just hitting a ball back.
But they do it on the court as well.
Ah, it's stupid. It's just literally another form of pickleball. It's stupid. It's like the same game. What are you talking about?
I don't know. Maybe it's more niche. I just know that she said it, and she had the whole get up with the little skort outfit to go play, and I think she even has a paddle or padel or however you pronounce it.
Who did this?
My sister.
Okay,
did.
We're gonna take that off to the side before I make this comment, because I don't want it to fucking be attached to your sister fucking in any way, shape, or form. But the tennis outfits on women is fucking hot. I love that outfit. It's a great fucking outfit.
Except for you, Caitlin. That's what you said, right?
No, I just said
except for you.
I wasn't trying to make it where I'm hitting on your sister or making a sexual statement towards your sister.
Okay, yeah.
It wasn't that your sister doesn't potentially look good in that. I'm just saying I don't want to make that statement.
You're
about
the exception,
your sister.
Caitlin.
So
Derek just can't tell you that you're hot in a tennis outfit. Nope. I wouldn't do it either.
Hot? You don't think that outfit's hot? If you saw your girl in an outfit that doesn't do it for you, it greatly does it for me.
An outfit, yes.
Well, I'm talking about this
the tennis one. I could give a fuck, dude.
Oh, really?
I don't care about tennis.
But it's like not too far away from like the mini skirt type, like kind of sexy.
Hannah, if you want to get a hot little tennis outfit, we'll test and see if this is also my thing. I don't know. Like, it's whatever. Because some of them are more sweater vesty. Like, they're less sexy. I feel like you got to go out of your way to
sweater vesty. No, dude. No, man. No one wears a sweater. I mean, it's sort of like your 60-year-old grandma, dude.
People
I'm talking about the outfit.
Playing tennis.
No, dude, I don't. No fucking real man or woman wears a sweater vest. Dude, you saw me play tennis. I had some sick outfits, man. I looked pretty damn blingy and good. Tell me I'm wrong.
I'm not hating.
Yeah. Okay.
You got to have the matching.
I'll even throw up some pictures. I have some pictures, I think, still of me playing tennis, dude, and I'll throw them in there, dude. I had the Nadal. I had the headband, dude.
You need the action shots where you're like sweating and like the hair's flying.
I wish I had more of them, dude, but I have a couple of me like hitting serves and shit, but no, whatever. I don't know. This looks stupid. Do you know what game's weird though? Is have you seen that one where they hit the ball? Like on the little mini trampoline on the beach. Too. I mean, some of those people are good, but I don't know. It just seems like a weird game. I mean, maybe it's fun, but
that's definitely on some ESPN 8 the Ocho type shit.
100%, dude. 100%. So how you feeling, dude? You won week 1 fantasy football, bro.
I feel like a champion. Uncle Kyle's team of the week will take the whole thing down. I think we got into that at the end of the J episode, but the Yahoo draft review, they score you and then they give you a little description of how you did in the draft, and mine was fucking hilarious because,
they kind of low-key slammed you, dude.
It called me a roller coaster ride through a fun house, and then,
which is honestly a great line.
Yeah, it's hilarious. And good. Then they said that I'm more team of the week, not team of the year, so I named my team of the week. Team of the week won by like 60.
What was your draft
points.
Score again? It was like
C-.
Oh, I mean, okay, it's not terrible. See, I got an A+, but they always say that that's bad luck. And right now, I mean, this is already being future or whatever, but my team is hanging on the balance of one player, and he has to score 3.3 points. So don't you fucking let me down, future team. Right now, I'm just gonna be. I'll let you know.
Is that worse if you're sweating a few points, or if you 100%, actually need them 100%, to perform?
Because if you play fantasy football regularly like I do, you're thinking, 3.3 points, that's nothing. It's like 1 or 2 catches, and then all of a sudden he gets fucking a concussion. Or he fucking tears his hammy, and all of a sudden he got 1 catch or no catch because it's a drop, and now it's like, questionable return, and now you're like, I just lost. So yeah, it's always a sweat, dude. It's better to just be ahead than to sweat. I mean, it makes it part of the game and what makes fantasy football and things
Derek
like this fun.
Derek has some fantasy football Mogadishus. There's some scars there.
I do. Oh, dude, I've lost some like serious shit. I think Literally, I'm not even kidding you. Last year, I missed the championship by 0.8 points.
Oh, that's gotta hurt.
0.8, dude. That shit is devastating, bro. At least just I'd rather just get destroyed than to lose by like less than a point. It was brutal.
I could have swore that when I played previously, it was all whole points and the little. Like
so there's leagues that do
you lose
that.
to somebody getting an assisted tackle and they get like 0.25 points and you're like, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, we don't do
like,
any defense in this one, but I know some leagues do. No, some leagues just do the whole point, but I think every yard matters in football. Like every yard matters. So like I like that it's the point shit. Like you should get 0.1 for every yard they gain. You know what I'm saying? And it comes down to the wire. It makes it more interesting, dude. And can we decide, can we fucking make a stand right now that Chris Collinsworth is the worst fucking announcer of all time?
Agreed. Yes, we hate Chris
I can't
Collinsworth.
stand him. He's fucking annoying. The shit he says doesn't even fucking make sense. He slobs on Mahomes fucking every time the Chiefs play. Yeah.
Here's a
guy. And this is a guy that played like professional football when like it didn't even matter and he wasn't even that good.
Yeah, like you were trash.
The fuck
you never
out
would
of
have
here,
survived
man.
in
That guy's
current times.
the worst, bro.
He brought up one of the players on the Ravens, can't remember the guy's name, just randomly brought up that he had 2 sexual assault allegations. Like, this is a football game. Why are you bringing that up? That's such a weird time for you to
It's insane.
shade
And he
this
said
guy.
something else that was crazy. Like he was like that didn't even make sense, and it wasn't even like a good call out, dude. I don't know. He's terrible, bro. I like Tony Romo though. Tony Romo's pretty good because I like that he breaks down the plays, and then he can call out sometimes this is exactly what they're gonna do, and they do that shit. It's pretty cool. It just means he has a high knowledge of the game.
Tony
I like that shit.
Romo Stradamus, he's on it.
Yeah, but we're in it now, dude.
So, did you ever? God, look up the movie Catfish, like the original movie Catfish, when that came out, because I feel like a lot of people, most people don't watch it. They're just like aware of what it is. I don't even think the TV series still exists anymore. Where
It does.
Oh, it does. Oh, it's still going.
I mean, once you said it, I realized what it is. Catfish, the documentary. You're talking about literally Neve, because of his situation with Catfish, and then they have the show on MTV where someone would go on there and say, "Hey, the significant other that I think I've fallen in love with her had."
Cool.
Right?
Cool.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So you
yeah,
got
go
it.
ahead.
Cool.
No, go
Okay.
ahead,
So this is 15 years ago. I feel like a lot of people are aware of what a catfish is at this point because it's like a very commonly used term. However, when this shit came out, I don't feel like this was a big thing or like a really publicly known thing. You know what I'm saying?
Before this is what you're saying?
Before this came out, because this came out in 2010.
Fair. A lot of people would argue that he was the one person to like bring it up. Now, did it happen? Absolutely. But as far as like people knowing about it on a large scale, no. This guy definitely.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like this is what really like.
Well, and you know. I mean, I don't know if you hit this, and I'm sorry if I didn't hear, but this is him. Like this really happened to him. That's why he created the show. Okay, cool.
I do, Derek. I do know that this is. I mean,
I just want to let our audience know if they haven't seen it.
Yeah,
that's why
this
he made
is not
it.
a fiction. This is
correct.
A documentary.
It's not like he knew about it and he's like, let's just go put people on it. He actually like does it himself, which is pretty. Like it is.
I mean,
insane.
he doesn't. I wouldn't say like he sought out someone to catfish him.
No, that's what I'm saying.
He got catfish,
but he sought out to document it, which I'll give him credit is fucking really interesting. Like the idea to think like, oh, I'm gonna film this too. Like maybe he had a weird. I don't know. I haven't watched it in so long. I forgot if he had like an inkling or why he decided to start filming it. But it's a great idea.
I think that him and his partner, the guy that he records,
Ariel
with,
Schulman, it looks like.
Sure. I feel like they are documentary filmmakers, so they were already doing that, and then they were kind of like just doing like behind the scenes, like just documenting their own lives. And he had developed this online relationship with this person. And the funny thing is, I feel like a lot of people use the term catfish, but they don't even understand like where it came from because the story that explains it is at the very end of the movie.
Yeah, it's him. Yeah, neat situation. Real quick, I do got to ask you this question because I think it's an interesting question before we dive back in our style.
Sure.
Would you ever do a documentary? Like, would you let people film a documentary of your life? Like, let's say it blows up or whatever. And
sure. I mean, I guess I would. I mean, I wouldn't give people like insanely intimate shit. I feel like some things you.
Well, what if they said we're gonna research you and they're gonna find out shit that maybe even.
I don't know.
Okay.
Honestly,
yeah, because I'm saying
maybe.
they might come hit you with something that you're like, oh, I forgot about that or whatever. You know?
Yeah,
what I mean?
honestly, you know what? Fuck you. If you want to do a hit piece, do it. Look me up. Look up my shit. Because I'm not gonna have some. No, but I'm no. But I'm saying I'm not gonna have somebody come up to me and be like, "Hey, I want to do a documentary about you. Can I like follow you around, record you, interview you, come to like events and experience things with you?" And you go, "Sure." And then when they put the piece of shit together, they're just slamming you the entire time, and it's like
how would you react?
A documentary about the ascent of man. I'd punch them, Jeff. Don't send this to Jeff Leach. I'd punch him in his goddamn mouth for doing that to me. 100%.
He'll be so upset that you want to go back to your anger.
Jeff, sometimes I feel like this, Jeff. I feel like if somebody did a hit piece on you, I'd hit them for you. That's how mad I'd be. That's how cool we are. We're friends.
Oh shit. But anyways, back to this Catfish. It is super interesting, and I agree. It was at towards the end where he realized it, but this shit went on for a long time on MTV and it still goes on. So I actually used to love the show. I used to watch the show actually regularly. That's why I knew about it, because I'm not going to go down this entire rabbit hole because I really don't necessarily want to talk about it on this pod, at least now. But I had a relationship or someone online for a long time that I never met in person until I finally did. So like, I did not get Catfish, but I think when AIM and all that shit fucking came out, remember advanced chat rooms and shit.
Sure.
It was like a popular thing. Like you would tell your friend, oh, chat room, get in a chat room, right? So it might have slowed down now, I don't know, but I feel like at that time this was like the height of like meet people online and date, and it's new and AIM and fucking MySpace and shit, right? You'd agree with that, right? So I did meet someone that I ended up really caring about and stuff, no longer with them, but through something similar like this. I just got lucky and it didn't end up being a fucking dude or whatever, you know? Like it sometimes happens. I will say real quick, and I'm sorry if you were going to hit this, but one of the greatest clips, I would argue, of reality TV of all time came from this show. And do you know what clip I'm talking about?
Pull it up. Pull it up.
I'll tell you, it's amazing.
Okay, so while Derek's pulling that up, I'm going to backtrack a little bit. So they're doing this documentary. If I'm off base about what I believe they are people who film documentaries, so they're just like naturally recording one another, recording what they're doing, blah 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 blah. He starts this online, the Nev guy starts this online relationship with this gal where they're just like talking, they're having friendly conversations with one another, and it gets to the point where they're talking every day. She's sending him pictures of her, he's sending her pictures of him, and they have this cutesy little online relationship, and it goes on for, you might need to like look that up.
I will. I mean, I got the
so
clip
that
up
way
first,
we
real
can
quick,
know. Yeah. So now that you've got it, hit us with the clip so we can see it. I don't know if you can embed it in the video.
You're gay.
Obviously, I'm not gay.
Well, it's not so obvious. I mean, you are pretending to be a girl online and having a romantic relationship with a guy, so...
I give it to you. You got me there.
He's just online, you know?
Yeah, all right. You got me there.
You got me there.
It's arguably, in my opinion, one of the most hilarious clips in reality TV.
I have seen that before. That is like straight meme fuel.
Yeah,
the funny thing is, honestly, and I'm not like talking shit. I'm just kind of like voicing an opinion that I think other people might share. The Neve guy is and even his boy are a little effeminate. So like if I didn't know them and I met them,
you thought they were a gay couple?
They give off a gay vibe. Like no hate. Like you just kind of seem like you're gay.
Yeah. They keep themselves like very well, and again, this isn't a bad thing, but very well like mannered, always well cut, very fashion trendy.
They're
all the time and stuff. So they're metrosexual men. Yeah, 100%. I'd agree with that, but. Yeah, that shit's just hilarious. You got me there. It's just like, yeah, dude.
Okay, so anyways, back to Catfish. So, the Catfish situation goes on for a period of time. He's busy working, so it kind of suits his lifestyle just to be communicating with this chick electronically and not having like an actual in-person relationship. So anyways, at a certain point, he's like, I need to meet this person. I need to see this woman. And I believe if you go back and you watch the movie, like he makes multiple attempts, and this person multiple times, pulled the cord at the last second or said, oh, this is going on. Poopsie, the dog is sick.
Well,
or,
spoiler
some other
alert,
shit's
if
going
you
on.
never watched the bajillion million seasons of the show, that is like literally the biggest red flag of a catfish. When someone constantly has an excuse, constantly has some reason of why you can't meet them and this and fucking that, it's always a sign that you're not really talking to the person that you think you're talking to.
Dude, this is so annoying.
You can't find it, right?
Okay, unknown number. It's called Unknown Number, the high school catfish. Okay, so anyways, at a certain point, because this person's making all kinds of claims, I think that they're an artist, and they do let slip some of the actual information of where they are. So this person's given him the runaround, so he said, fuck it, I'm going to go to this town in bumfuck nowhere.
It usually ends up being a
figure
weird
out
town
what's going on. So they go there. They start asking people questions. They go to the venue where she said her or one of her family members had an art gallery and it was vacant with a for lease sign on it. And eventually they get to the point where they go to this house and there is this woman who is a hillbilly, basically, and her husband. I had to hit a pause because I didn't know how to phrase that.
Married too. Which
I'm
is
just gonna say,
insane.
like, Derek, you can decide to do this in post. Look up a picture of this woman, her husband, and their children, because they have two. Maybe not the kids, but the woman and her husband. I'm not trying to bash them, but like, they have two severe. These people live in a small town in the middle of nowhere.
Bleeped, but yeah, we can't see
Children.
We can't.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, now you got to bleep it twice. My bad, buddy. But so basically, they kind of, the Neve guy gets the aha moment on this chick, but it's funny because she isn't, as if I may be misremembering this slightly, but from what I can recall, she kind of just fesses up and doesn't like try to like play any kind of ruse. She's like, "Oh, you got me."
Yeah, she realized she got fucking caught.
And at that point, like, they're now talking to the family about it, and it's honestly a very peaceful situation because now he's just at the point where like, okay, now I get to find out really what the fuck's going on, and. This woman was essentially living a double life. She had a hard life. Her and her husband had to work. They have these two kids that need constant care, which is probably super duper stressful. So having this little online relationship was an escape, essentially. And at the end of the documentary, the husband talks about how on ships where they are like factory fishing ships where they catch a ton of fish and they store them, the fish, if they all sit in the tank and they're all the same fish, they'll sit there and they have nothing that causes them to move. So sometimes they'll just sit there and fucking die because they're not moving and being active while they're sitting in the tank to go get killed so we can eat them. So what they figured out is if you take a catfish and you throw it in the tank with them, the catfish will move around and it disturbs the other fish and it keeps the fish moving and it keeps them alive.
Oh shit, I didn't know. That's interesting. Okay.
I can't remember the exact words that he uses, but that's the analogy that he makes. He's like, my wife is a catfish, and and he tells this little story, but it's all weird. And then now,
the guy says it, and Neve didn't say that. The husband said that.
The husband said that. Whoa, yeah, he said that about his wife.
Whoa.
Because it was at the point where they were like saying, he was like saying, our life is hard.
Dude, you called him a hillbilly. That's
It's deep.
That's some deep fucking shit,
it's deep.
Dude.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I mean, like I said, I meant no disrespect. Dude. Like they're stereotypical when you look at them and hear them speak, and they're from like a little small town, podunk town in the middle of nowhere.
That's even worse. That like he knew. I mean, I haven't watched this in so long. To be fair, I barely fucking remembered it. But that's insane that he even knew his wife was doing it and was just like, okay, it won't. It's whatever if that's what you like doing. But that's like a form of cheating, and just that's.
I don't think he saw it that way. Like he knew that their life was hard, and it was like a mental escape for her to not feel so bad.
Yeah. I guess it's weird, dude.
But yeah, so like then they started doing the show. I feel like a lot of them, the people are insane. The one guy was like, I've been secretly dating Katy Perry for the last 5 years. And you're like, were you really?
Correct. Some of them thought they were dating.
You?
Like, I think there was a chick that thought she was literally talking to like a rapper. It's like, come on. You can't be that stupid. That would be like me going, I'm talking to Charlize Theron. And you're like, buddy, no, you're not. And I go, no, I am, dude. I'm talking to Charlize Theron.
She said she's going to come to Vegas.
Yeah, and she's going to hang out. And she just said, all I have to do is send her some money and she'll fucking hang out with me whenever I want. It's always a scam or a fucking reason behind it. But
I mean, if you brought her in the room, that would be epic.
Well, that's the problem, right? It's the hope and the illusion and the what if, right? You're like, but what if? You know, like 99.9% chance it's not that person, but the 0.1 fucking percent where you're like, but what if is what keeps you hooked sometimes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It does. It really does. I mean,
what if is what gets you, dude.
Yeah, sometimes closure is a motherfucker. Sometimes closure is knowing that you just gotta just step away from some shit and just be like, I'll never know.
Yeah.
And don't let it eat you up inside. Just fuck it. Just forget about it.
Yeah.
Lock it away in a little box and throw it in the ocean and send it to motherfucking Davy Jones' locker or wherever. So more recently, and I read about this online before this documentary came out, and I just thought it was insane. Like initially, it's a headline you read and you laugh at first because it just sounds insane. It sounds totally insane. You're like, that's not real. That's not an actual thing. But this woman, can you look up her name? Their last name is Lucari. The daughter's name is Lauren. This is on a document on Netflix. I'm not doxing anybody. But anyways, so this young girl and her boyfriend, who had been dating for a few years, and they had this cute little relationship, very innocent. They're both athletes. He's a little football player. She's a basketball player. They live in a small town. They have this nice community. They go to the school where like all the kids go together. Her mother's name's Kendra.
Lucari.
I already knew.
That was good. You remember the last one?
Yeah, I knew because I had saw this in the news. I already knew what this was about. The documentary's funny because they're interviewing her through the parts where they're like, we don't know who it is that's doing this, and she's contributing her part of the story. That's why this lady's fucking insane.
Well, the thing is there's been like memes recently about this chick, and I was wondering, I didn't know reference, but now I understand. Like, I gotta watch this then. I mean, you feel it's like worth the watch?
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you're interested in this sort of thing, it is, because I like to know you don't really get the why, but you get a full picture of what was going on, and you can tell that she doesn't want to like really own up to it, but we'll get there. So basically, this lady was cyberbullying her daughter and her daughter's boyfriend for 1.5 to 2 years. And these kids were getting texted 40 to 50 times a day. She was using...
So her own mom... Dude, can you imagine your own fucking mom just like making your life hell? Did you have a bully growing up?
I had a couple.
Okay, I did too. And the beauty of our lives, and we are going to sound old now, is that the internet really, like, bullying was turned off once you went home.
Yeah,
it was turned off.
Yeah,
you only
didn't
had
carry over.
Correct.
People couldn't ping you on the internet.
Now it's fucking it. That's why. Sorry to the people that like make really bad decisions and end their, and rest in peace. But like, because it doesn't stop, and you're like, I can't.
In peace a bunch of other people because I feel like a lot of people, unless you're the one who's the recipient of it, can realize how like damaging that is, and then somebody might bring a and I didn't say the words,
no,
but
I know, but it is crazy because when you think about it, and you just kind of told me now 40 to, it's like you can't ever escape it. You're like, I can't get away from this. It's just constant torture.
They were blocking the numbers, and this lady worked.
This lady's a crazy person. Dude.
This lady worked in IT, so she was using an app that would RNG her numbers, so she could just keep fucking firing on them.
Christ. Christ,
the school,
dude.
so the parents at this school are upset. There's a couple of the kids who actually were like red herrings and fit the bill, and they got grilled by the police. The people in this town like ostracized them and their
she's
parents.
just letting this go on while she knows she's just like, maybe I should just fess up to this while they're arresting and fucking putting people through torment themselves too.
So
Tell me this bitch isn't fucking not in prison. Tell me this bitch is in prison, arrested.
I think she's getting, the reason that they came out with this documentary is she's getting out recently. She didn't get a long sentence. She got like, I think it was like a year and a half or something, and then she has to do a bunch of probation. I mean, if you watch the documentary, by the end of it, you're like, that woman needs a psychiatrist, and she needs a lot of help, and there's a lot of wounds to heal there. Because when you will tell your own kid, there's no coming back from that.
Yeah,
as far as I'm concerned,
dude.
that's
insane.
The sad thing is, at the end of the documentary, her daughter says, I feel like a piece of me is missing. I want to have a relationship with my mom. I love my mom. Like, my mom took care of me. But so anyways, she's doing all this stuff. When it finally gets to the point where they do the reveal that she is the one, because basically the police were studying security camera footage from the school to track when kids were pulling their phones out, and if it was at the same time that a text was sent, all this shit.
Do you remember how she got caught? Is that where you're gonna hit?
100%.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'm curious how did it happen?
So there were some of these parents that were like,
how long was this real
out.
Quick? Do you know? Did
it was like over
a time period?
It was like a year and a half to 2 years. So it was over a long period of time.
That is a long fucking time.
And it fucked up this family's life. So basically, she had lost her job because she works in IT. So she was working remotely, but apparently she had lied to her husband and was just pretending to like have a job. And
dude, can you remember all the late night convos where like your daughter's probably crying, and as a husband you're next to her and you're comforting
the daughter and telling her at the same time is wild.
That's what I'm saying.
You're fucking insane, lady.
That's fucking insane. That is just dude. Like, this person is not someone that should be free living out in our fucking world, dude. That's frightening.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna tell you to kill yourself, but I'm also gonna pat you on your back and tell you everything's gonna be okay.
Well,
that's insane.
Towards the end, okay, so basically the police are on this, but they're really not getting anywhere. And then obviously, the FBI has more resources to deal with these kinds of things.
So they get them involved?
So they forward the information that they have as far as like the logs of all the text, the numbers and everything to the FBI. And this guy at the FBI is like,
oh, they're big dick people usually.
This lady was pretty crafty in what she did, but I got you, bitch. Like, I cracked the code. How gangster
does it have to be that guy? That's why there was one time in my life I wanted to be like FBI like that shit, because that's fucking gangster. It's like you think you're tricky, but I got you.
Well, yeah, and that's
I got you.
And I don't know. If you end up watching the documentary, you'll have to tell me, because I think he just used the raw data and pinpointed the IP for her. Ooh, I don't think he knew all the background, and I don't think he knew it was the mother, or perhaps he had.
Dude, yeah.
But so they got her. They show up to the house because they got evicted. They're moving. They're changing these kids are changing their numbers and getting new cell phone numbers.
Wait, he didn't even know they were getting evicted because she lost her job, or he did know and he was just toughing it out?
No, he didn't know. He showed up and they're like evicted and all this shit's happening, but like none of this really came to the head until the police showed up and were like, we have a warrant, we need to seize your electronic devices. They separate the girl. She basically like smooth admits it that she took a part of it, she says. Or she was a part of it.
So she didn't even fully admit. She just pretended.
She basically copped to it and because she tried when she saw the cops showing up.
Yeah, she tried.
She ditched a burner. They
have it on camera, or
well, I don't think on camera, but like they saw her doing it, and when they're finally like, we need all the devices, and I'm just gonna let you know, we will find the other devices if there's other ones. So you need to give them to us and not play any games. Whoa. Is there one out there? And she was like, yep. And he's like, okay, good. We'll go bag that one up, and we'll get that back to the lab to do a nice sweep of the hard drive, dude.
Fuck.
So, they tell the daughter, but
that daughter's life is ruined, right?
Well, no, it's so
come on.
weird how they tell the daughter, because like the mother's crying, but basically what she says is that originally it wasn't her. Someone was cyberbullying her daughter and her daughter's boyfriend, and that she started doing it to try to flush out the person who actually was doing it to expose them.
That's a crazy.
Does anybody in the room believe that? Does anybody? Nobody fucking believes that.
No one in the live chat.
Nobody
There's no one
believes
that believes that, dude. Oh, so you just created this plan.
Kill yourself. This is for your own good, honey. I'm gonna find the culprit
Doesn't even make
and the
sense.
source. That's what I'm saying. It's insane. It's a real like.
Wow, dude.
If you want to watch it
This
for
is
that alone,
Fucking depressing, though.
so
Also, man,
when it gets to the point where they really break that story and they're actually like questioning her, like what happened, like essentially explain yourself. She brings up the fact that she was a victim of a sexual assault when she was young. She dealt with anorexia, and she basically
it's not an
said,
excuse to do it to your own child.
I'm not saying it's an
man.
excuse, but I'm saying this is how she's
No, I know,
copping
I
to
know.
it,
She had a
because she
terrible
doesn't
life.
want to just
Yeah,
say I'm a horrible person,
person, correct.
horrible psychotic person.
Yeah.
And the husband was just beside himself too, because he's like, wow, because he was just totally blindsided.
Well, because you don't,
by it.
because you think that's like the frightening thing is I mean, I'd imagine their daughter, they've been married a long time, right? So like you think you know someone, and then you're like, I didn't even ever know you. I didn't really even ever know you,
Yeah.
dude, which is like frightening. So you were just this actress, this false entity, but like I never really knew you.
Sure.
That's like fuck.
Well, he said that she was the one who was in charge of their personal finances, so that essentially gave her godlike control. I mean, my friends that are in like long-term marriages and stuff, they're very communicative with one another, and there really isn't anything that's not known between the two of them. And I feel like that's the way it should be.
Marriage, dude.
Because like that's
Keep
just
secrets.
such an insane fucking bomb. If somebody's like, "Hey, remember how I was supposed to like be managing our finances? Well, we're getting evicted and we have no money and we're fucked and I don't have a job." All at once, just boom,
Dude,
boom,
I know.
boom,
Instead
boom,
of just
boom.
going, I lost my job and we can work together as a team like we should be to like figure this out and try
Yeah.
to get you another job, or I'll get it, whatever. We'll figure it out.
So they call the husband.
crazy.
He comes home and
crazy.
he tells her straight up. He's like, "Tell me what's going on," because he's like, "I'm gonna crash out after the police leave. I need to know what's going
He
on."
actually said that.
Correct.
He said, I'm gonna crash out. Dude.
I don't think he said crash out, but he
I hope
basically
there was
said,
no like weapons in his home.
No.
or something, dude,
I don't think he meant, but I think maybe he meant he was going to put some
homicide
holes in the
about-
wall
yeah, dude,
out of
holes.
frustration.
I mean, yeah, dude, that's
which is
fucking
understandable,
insane.
dude. When
That's
you find out your
so-
wife's been cyberbullying your daughter and doesn't have a job and your life is all fucked up.
You're losing your home.
Shit,
Oh
dude.
shit, dude. Oh shit.
It's wild, man. But yeah,
Oh,
it's
fuck, that's
so
intense,
basically like, she basically
Oh fuck. Man.
frames it as, I have a lot of personal issues and I had things that happened to me and unresolved issues with my mother and things that I didn't deal with, but it also shows like pictures of some of the letters that she would send to her daughter from prison, because her daughter kept communicating with her.
Okay, real quick, because you kind of did. How did the daughter react to all this? Was she just like fucking like? Was she also like? How does she respond to that?
I gotta say, the daughter is a soldier and kind of took it, but also I feel like the kid was also slightly numb to it after having someone just going bah, 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 bah every day and just haranguing her with negative shit. The stuff, feel free to watch this documentary or look up some of the text messages that this woman was sending her daughter. It's utterly insane. And her boyfriend.
They were just absolutely just
She
ruthless.
continued to harass the boyfriend. So they ended up breaking up. After a period of time of this shit going on. And are just like, you know what, we need to break up because like this is just getting to the point where it's scary and we feel not safe, and so it's better for us just not be in a relationship, and maybe it'll stop. And then it didn't.
Oh my God.
And then she started harassing the ex-boyfriend's new girlfriend and texting her mom.
No. This
Shit,
person
Derek.
needs to not be free, dude. No. This bitch needs to be put in a psych ward and locked away.
Or you
dude.
get no
Just-
access to electronics.
like I'm sorry.
You're devious
This
with
bitch needs to
electronics.
be. I don't like that this chick's free, dude, because this is gonna happen again. There's no way she's not gonna do this shit again. You're telling me a year and a half in prison? This bitch needs to be put away, bro.
I mean, like I said, the thing that's kind of heartbreaking is you can tell that the kid genuinely wants to love her mom and have a relationship with her mom. But for me, I mean, I would never. My parents would never tell me if I don't think yours would either. So it's just like,
dude,
that's a line you can't cross.
No, in my opinion, there's some points where you get past a certain point and there's no coming back from that. It doesn't matter how close you were, whether they're a family, your best friend, whatever. There's always a line, and once you cross that, there is no redemption. There's
that
no
girl on the left, that's like right near the top. She was like framed almost essentially as like the one who was doing it. And the rest of the kids like started treating her like shit. So she also fucked up this girl's life temporarily.
That's
like
what
some
I'm
of the
saying.
best years of your life in high school.
I feel like these people are gonna just have life trauma now. Dude, because of
lifelong
this bitch,
trauma
dude.
for sure.
Like fuck, dude. This is crazy.
So yeah, I know I spoiled the hell out of that, but it is an interesting. If you're a documentary person,
so I would still seem like it's an interesting watch even after you explained everything.
I don't even think this is really. They use the title Catfish, but I don't think this qualifies as a catfish. This is just insane cyberbullying type shit. Like, she wasn't catfishing them. She wasn't trying to lure them anywhere or pretend to be somebody. She was just...
I mean, she was pretending to be someone.
No. She was namelessly hurling insults at them. So, I don't know. I guess...
I know. It's similar.
Let us know in the live chat. Would you qualify this unknown number thing as
It's not like a romance thing if we're looking at solely from the base of, like, being romantic. But it's also hiding your... Thing. Yeah, it's hiding your knowing who you are and fucking bullying someone, but...
At one point, she said, I know my daughter could take it, or like something to that effect, which was just like, whoa. So check that out at your own risk. I'm not trying to traumatize anybody, but it is like a crazy watch. So there's a theme to this episode. The reason I bring all this shit up is there is no way to fucking lightly say this. Your boy was catfished. I did. I was also a victim of catfishing, which is why this shit is so hilarious, because when that movie came out, I found it so interesting, and even in the moment, I was like, how could you fall for something like that? How could you be so weak-minded and just go, okay, this is cool? I mean, I never fell for one of the Nigerian prince scams. I never gave any of them my money. I did get scammed for a puppy, which I should have known better.
Yeah,
it was more than $1,200, which is annoying as fuck. But this shit sucked. This person, I mean, this is one of those things, we were discussing it earlier in the episode. This is one of those things, it's just, you just have to let it go and be like, I'll never know. You just have to cut your losses and just walk away from it, because the further you dig down the rabbit hole, the more fucked you are, because like you're never going to get the answers.
No.
So.
And usually it's not the answer you want, even if you find it.
Also that, correct. So this person hit me up. I mean, I guess we'll just say it's a woman.
Yeah, I think
it is. It is a woman. It's not a dude.
I think people knew that.
I got catfished by a fake woman, but her name was Amy Smith. I know, super generic name.
Oh, God, the name is already.
But also, it was during a time where like it was a culmination of a lot of negative things. I was going through like a really bad period of depression personally. I had just lost I didn't lose my job, but I took a layoff.
How did you meet this person?
They added, we weren't doing the podcast at the time, obviously, because this is a while ago. So like, just for some context, this shit went on for 5 years. This went on for a very long time. So.
And in fairness, I don't even know if you want to leave this in, but you even kept this shit from me, and I kind of like had to pry to you kind of having a wall up for me to even ask about it, which means like you were also keeping this from people, in fairness, that you care about. So that also is kind of... I mean,
it's embarrassing as fuck, dude. It's a weird, fucked up situation. So anyways,
yeah,
this is like a really bad time in my life. I was drinking a lot. I actually did like a good period of AA at the beginning of this because I thought I needed to. But that's
whatever whatever.
But that's a whole other story. I don't, shout out to my anonymous warriors out there. Whatever gets you through the day. So I meet this person while I'm going through all this shit, and at first it's just like, polite, friendly conversation. No. And it just like it's gradually over time, like, gets more serious. She gave me her number, so now we're actually texting a number. She said she lived in San Jose in the Bay Area, and she worked for this lady who did closet reorganization and renovation and stuff.
I'm not, and I wholeheartedly mean this. I'm saying this actually to teach people.
Sure.
If they have
I mean, that's why we're talking about it.
All right.
Yeah,
so,
sure.
If a person on the internet, I'm telling you this as a fact, asks you to text them on WhatsApp, because that's where you text.
No, this wasn't WhatsApp. No.
That's similar to like a WhatsApp, right? Like how you text. It wasn't like an actual like phone to phone thing. Correct?
I mean, there was a period of time where it was phone to phone, which is why it was like, oh, this is real. Like I'm texting an actual person. It was a real phone number.
Okay.
With an area code from the Bay Area and all that shit. So it seemed legit. Then it switched over to Kick, which is even worse because like I didn't know anything about this shit. I had used it previously when I was younger, when like the messaging apps were more popular. Yeah.
It was like before like texting.
And so I already had the messaging app. I think it was because there was this chick named Lisa who moved to Japan, and I used it to talk to her.
Yeah, it's like an international thing. Sure. A lot of times, where if you know someone internationally, like people use it for good. But I only mention that because truly,
but also to what he said, there is merit to that.
Yeah.
And
be careful.
That's the other thing that's so like weird and scary about dating in this day and age is like you really, until you meet somebody in person, and even then, you got to see if the mask slips or if they are really acting like and behaving the way they are. You never know who. And I'm
just saying this too as someone that's done the dating apps recently. Like I get asked that a lot. Like you think do you have WhatsApp? And it's always just usually a red flag, so it's always like a see you later after that. So I'm just, like I said, aware.
They're trying to steal your kidneys, and you're going to wake up in a fucking bathtub full of ice.
Dude, and real quick, it's wild. I don't know if you know this, but they actually tell you to stay off dating apps in other countries because they really do crazy ass shit. Like they'll kidnap you and all that shit. So they're like, don't go on those apps, which is fucking kind of
don't try to find digital love. Yeah, don't try to find digital love
in foreign lands, dude, because then you might really wake up with your kidney missing.
As long as they leave you one, so you can keep going. Am I right?
Yeah, dude. Anyway, sorry, side tangent, but
things start to get more serious and like
romantically, obviously, is what you're meaning, right?
we're just talking more consistently. I start working again. I get the job coincidentally. I get the call out to Allegiant Stadium, which I spent almost 2 years on, which is a really cool job to work on. So I'm like, cool, things are looking up. And at this point, things are serious. And basically she told me she didn't have an ID. She didn't know where her Social Security was. She was living with this aunt because both of her parents had died when she was young. And the aunt was kind of like pimping her out for work. Not like that kind of work, but like just making her work and like taking her money to pay the bills and stuff. And it honestly took a long time. So to answer the thing that everybody's wondering, yes, there was money involved in it. It took a long time to get there. And, I mean, shit, that's part of the letting it go thing. Is it fucking embarrassing? Yes. Is there part of me that's like, damn, I sent that person a ton of money? Yes.
Yeah.
But also it's like, what the fuck am I going to do? I'm never going to get it back. What good does it do for me to sit here and beat myself up and be like, oh, you stupid son of a bitch? Like, just don't do it again. I mean, it's never going to happen again at this point. There is a happy ending and a resolve to all of this shit. So this went on long term. The job was going well at Raiders. I had moved back in here to my family home, which I've done like multiple times throughout my life. It's nice, man. I'm tight with my family. It's nice that we have a nice house. So it's always been nice to be able to come home. But so I'm talking to her, things are getting serious. So I'm like, I'm going to move her out here. So I had to get my own spot because I didn't want to move her into the house. So I ended up doing that. And it was funny because like I told my parents, my mom about this. Even they're kind of like, oh, like are you sure and everything. But like my mom was always super supportive and didn't want to like, I don't know. She went along with it.
So I'll tell. I mean, I'm kind of diving more into like my real life. And like I said, maybe there's a time I'll be able to talk about this. But
dive in.
I flew across the country I flew across the country to do the same thing. So my ending was different, where it ended up really being that person.
Nah.
But I took the chance, similar to you, is where you're like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not with someone. I kind of like, I have feelings for this person. So fuck it. I'm going to fly across the country, not knowing that it could just fucking be someone else, or they could just not be there. But
Sure.
sometimes I feel like you got to take those chances to some degree. You
But
just didn't
also
know. You
it's
didn't know
just
at that
so
time.
you know, it's just so dangerous in this day and age. Even though I'm a big
is,
man, it's like
unfortunately.
fuck.
That's what
I'm
I'm
not
saying,
trying
yeah.
to. I'm not trying to be murdered and have my organs harvested or have some
whatever.
like crazy, or
Yeah.
just die or
Yeah.
have some crazy shit happen. Like
Yeah.
I'm not trying. So I was like also
There's
quite
scary
paranoid
shit, yeah.
about that shit. She was supposed to come out here. It didn't happen. And at that point, you know, it sucked because I was just like, what the fuck? And I kind of went in on this bitch. I was an angry like person with her. I was not great. Because,
Yeah, but you did all these things in planning to that after talking a long time, like getting a spot and all that shit. So you have the right to be angry.
It doesn't excuse like you know,
I don't know how
shitting on somebody
I don't
verbally,
know,
but
yeah.
I was mad.
Yeah.
I was mad about that shit. So, but I mean, that's just kind of the way it went for a long time. There was a couple periods where I stopped talking to her for like months, and you know, then I get I'm just lonely. Like I haven't.
Yeah, I get
Up
that.
until this point, I haven't really, you know, actively been doing the dating apps or any of that. I would, you know, get set up by like my sister or some of her friends will be like, hey, you want to go on a date? Da, da, da. I was doing that. Like I had nothing against going on a date at the time, but just nothing ever really stuck. And it just wasn't something that I wanted to focus on, because overall, just in my entire lifetime, I have not had a good time in relationships and love and all that. So I'm just like, oh shit, like I don't know if I want to do this again, because it just hurts so bad.
Yeah.
Every fucking time it hurts so bad. So I was like, I don't know if I want to get fucked up again emotionally. But
I understand that.
this thing was just kind of convenient. And like, I don't think I was consciously thinking this way, but it's also like, it was there, but it wasn't there. Like, it was a possibility. It was something, but I can't tell you.
The what if, dude.
Yeah.
The what if,
and there was
man.
many
I'm telling
times,
you, bro.
there was many times that like I had planned to go out, and this chick would just like erratically, person, whoever it is, whatever, would like erratically like start kind of like throwing some wrenches in the plan. And I'm just like, what the fuck is this? And I guess I should have read between the lines, but it just sucks. Like I have to be honest with you, when you're in it, it is similar to like any addiction or compulsion you could ever think. Like ask people where
Because,
you're just
dude,
like, I just can't stop. You're like, I can't stop.
I'm your best friend, and like we had conversations where I'm like, you need to figure this out, because as your friend looking from the other side, I saw how it was tormenting you. So there was times that I literally was like, we got to figure this out or just stop. And I could tell that it was gonna be on your terms, which is fine. But as your friend, it hurt, because I'm like, fuck, man, I really wish you'd listen to me, because I knew it was bad, and you didn't want to hear that, which is fine. I get that. I'm probably that way with certain things too, where it's like, fuck it, I care about you, you're my best friend, but also I don't want to hear what you have to say. I'm gonna fucking think what I want. But it sucks from someone that cares about you on the outside being like, fuck, man, if he would just like wake up and see, then he would know. You know,
that's the fucking addiction thing, dude. Like, because it really was like I was addicted to that shit, because I had just become so familiar with it. And along with that, like having like a really bad problem with shit, which I am now like pretty clear of that. I've been staying away from that shit entirely, because it's so bad for you.
It is.
It's just like this
There's
really
a lot
bad
of people
cycle.
that have said that they needed to cut that out.
And the funny thing is, like, I don't know, I had like thousands of pictures of this chick, and I did all the shit. I did like reverse image searches. I looked up for like people with her name in that area. Like, they all checked the boxes. And there was a couple times, there was one time shortly after the first time where she didn't show up, where like I sent her friend money to drive her out here, to bring her to the house that I rented. So that fell through. So then I was like, one day on a Friday,
send the money back.
the guy that I was given a carpool with, he also had a friend, a real friend up there in San Jose,
Which is funny. That's the one thing that's hilarious, because that's where I was born. Is like San Jose. So that's why it's wild.
The
that,
6
like,
Degrees of the Naturals podcast.
yeah,
Are you
dude.
scamming me, Derek?
Oh god,
fucking
there's a
catfish
documentary.
me, you son of a bitch! Bow, bow,
It
bow.
was me the whole time. No, dude.
But you know, I drove up there. I just said fuck it one day, and he was like, "Oh, I'll go with you. I got some friends up there, and then like I can just get a flight back down to Vegas."
Sick. Okay, yeah.
So we drove up there,
I didn't even know
and
this.
it was just the same thing where there was like some kind of excuse, and the next day I went and found a hotel. I slept. I got up the next day, and I just drove straight back to Vegas, and coincidentally drafted fantasy football the day I got back.
Did
which
you?
is
That's
hilarious.
funny. Yeah.
But yeah, it was just a lot of that, and I was just stuck in this really depressing cycle, and I just
No,
there was
generally
multiple
saw it
times
bother
where
you
I was
all
like,
the time.
I'm gonna get and you know, to his point, he could tell
Yeah.
when I was like involved with that shit because it definitely just
It
put me
changed
in
your
like a bad mood.
It did, unfortunately. Yeah, that's why I hated it as your friend, because I just knew. I was like, fuck, I know why he's in the emotional turmoil right now.
No.
Dude. So, but I'm glad that this has been.
Yeah. So I mean, at this point, I have
resolved.
I have a nice relationship. It's still kind of new, but it's good, and I want it to go forever. So that's my plan. And we'll
Yeah.
actually probably like talk about that on the podcast at some point because there is kind of a little, as with many things in our lives, they all just kind of intertwine and everything leads back to the pod. But it's
Well, it happens when you're
you know,
being real.
so it got to the point where I just wanted to be done with that shit. And the money and all of that, it's whatever. Like at this point, I'm like, I hope it was going to an actual person who maybe used it to take care of themselves or whatever, and it wasn't just going into a pool and they're like scamming a shitload of dummies like me and making
or
a
like
fortune,
for a drug problem,
yeah, or that.
whatever,
Like who
you know,
knows,
yeah.
man? I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I've released that shit. It's better that way because like I was just to the point where I just like prayed. I'm like, just let me be at peace and just be alone and not have to like feel lonely and just be like, you know what, I'm cool, I'm good. Or let me find that person and let me have the kind of love that I want and let me give them the kind of love that I want to give them and like just give me a chance to have what I want. And I mean, shit, it worked out. Prayer answered, which is wild. So I mean, it was a good trade. Would I want to do another stint of years of that? Absolutely fucking not. I wouldn't wish that shit on anybody.
So if fucking
self-inflicted
Sofia
wound.
Vergara hits you up,
It's funny because some people got on the romance scams where they're like, I'm Brad Pitt, I'm in the hospital.
that lady fucking gave that guy like her life savings, and I just come on, you.
She wanted a dream date with Brad.
Oh man, but no, at least you can close that door, man. I know that shit was fucking a significant part of your life and not a fun one. So
Yeah, and I
Sharing
would
on the
say
pod.
like if this is interesting to you all, if you have a story, if you know someone who's been catfished or you have something like this, share it with us. Like fuck it, because
Yeah.
I feel like it is like a pretty well-known thing now. But honestly, the thing that makes me most curious about it is I'm like, how many other people
I mean,
are
we
like
can-
me out there that are really
we can cliffhanger, dude, and we'll see if this episode ever evolves. But my situation was the person that I married and am no longer with, where unfortunately it led to a divorce. But I married that person, and it was just from meeting her on AIM.
Yeah,
So-
I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's just like
Yeah. So I'm just saying it is possible, but my scenario was rare. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying people be careful. And even in my scenario, it still didn't fucking work out, and I led fucking heartbreak anyways. So ultimately, fuck dating people online, dude. That's what I say.
life is a series of trials, people. You gotta be in it for the long haul. So give us your stories if you have any. I've been Uncle Kyle. That's Sweet Derek.
Go get some merch.
We'll see you on the next one. We'll see you on the next one. On the next one. We'll see you on the next one.